Before John Wayne stepped into Monument Valley, before Ethan Edwards became one of cinema's darkest anti-heroes, The Searchers was hiding a desert full of secrets. Real danger, real injuries, real emotional battles. Actors cracked under pressure. Ford pushed the cast to their limits. Accidents happened that were quietly erased from Hollywood history, and the film's most iconic moments came from chaos, not planning. This is The Searchers Exposed. 20 weird, shocking, and hidden facts that reveal the truth behind one of the most haunting westerns ever made. Fact 1. The accidental opening shot. The legendary opening shot Ethan framed in a doorway wasn't meticulously planned. A sudden gust of desert wind lifted sand at the exact moment John Wayne walked forward, creating a dramatic silhouette Ford never expected. The dust formed a glowing haze that added a supernatural tone to the entrance. Crew members froze, terrified the shot was ruined, but Ford whispered, "Keep rolling!" In post-production, the team realized the accident made Ethan look ghost-like, half in the real world, half in myth. It became the film's most iconic moment, born from pure chance and perfect timing. Fact 2. Wayne's pain fueled. Ethan John Wayne entered filming carrying deep emotional wounds. He had recently gone through heartbreak and was battling personal demons, including regrets about his marriage and career. Crew members noticed he stayed distant, often brooding alone between takes. That anger and sadness bled into Ethan's cold, relentless personality. Ford didn't comfort Wayne, he weaponized the pain, pushing him toward darker performances. Wayne's bitterness, resentment, and inner turmoil turned Ethan from a standard Western hero into a complex, haunted figure. Fans later praised the role as Wayne's greatest performance, fueled not by acting, but by real grief. Fact 3. Ford versus Wayne. Battles Ford and Wayne's legendary friendship didn't protect them from explosive arguments on set. Ford humiliated Wayne in front of the crew, calling him names, accusing him of being lazy, and mocking his acting skills. Wayne, known for patience, finally snapped several times, shouting back, pacing angrily, or walking off to cool down. Witnesses say the tension electrified the atmosphere. Ford later admitted he provoked Wayne intentionally, believing emotional discomfort would push him into Ethan's unstable mindset. Their clashes were brutal, but the intensity translated into one of the most raw, intimidating performances in Western history. Fact 4. The live bullet mystery. During a rehearsal for a shootout, a prop master found a live round loaded into one of the revolvers. The discovery triggered immediate panic. Ford ordered a full-set lockdown and questioned every crew member harshly. No one confessed. Security was tightened, weapon checks doubled, and prop ammo was locked in a separate container requiring 2 signatures. Some believed it was a dangerous prank. Others whispered it was an intimidation tactic from locals who felt the film was disrespecting tribal land. Whatever the truth, it was never solved, remaining one of the film's darkest off-screen mysteries. Fact 5. Navajo extras saved a life. A stuntman was thrown from a galloping horse during a chase scene and dragged by one foot caught in the stirrup. The horse sprinted toward jagged rocks, seconds from killing him. 2 Navajo extras reacted instantly. Using expert wrangling skills, they cut off the horse's path and calmed it within moments. Their quick actions saved the stuntman from fatal injuries. Ford privately thanked them, even though the studio tried to bury the incident to protect insurance concerns. Crew members later said the Navajo extras were the most skilled horse handlers on set, often rescuing scenes and people. Fact 6. Ford secretly paid the Navajo Nation. The studio lowballed Navajo extras with unfair wages, hoping no one would protest. Ford was furious. Quietly, he began giving extra cash out of his own pocket to families working on the film. He also arranged for better meals, water, and blankets during cold nights in the desert. Ford's harsh directing style often overshadowed his compassion, but the Navajo cast never forgot his support. Many believed Ford understood their culture better than most Hollywood directors. This hidden generosity remained unspoken for decades. overshadowed by Ford's infamous temper, but remembered deeply by the community. Fact 7. The sandstorm that changed the film. A violent sandstorm struck Monument Valley without warning, burying cameras under dunes and ripping tents from the ground. Horses panicked and crew scattered. While equipment was damaged, something magical happened afterward. The sky turned a burning red-orange, unlike anything cinematographers had ever seen. Ford gathered the actors immediately and shot several scenes using the rare lighting. These golden red skies became some of the most visually breathtaking shots in the film. Without that dangerous storm, the searchers wouldn't have achieved its otherworldly, mythic look. Fact 8. Natalie Wood's emotional strain. At just 16, Natalie Wood wasn't emotionally prepared for the heavy themes of kidnapping, cultural tension, and fear. Some scenes pushed her to tears, real ones. She confided in her sister and stayed quiet between takes, overwhelmed by the seriousness of her role. Ford, who was notoriously harsh with adults, softened dramatically around her, guiding her with gentle direction. The weight of Debbie's trauma felt real to Wood, making her performance painfully authentic. Crew members later admitted they underestimated how much the role affected her emotionally. Fact 9. The famous line was improvised. "That'll be the day" wasn't meant to be iconic. It was a sarcastic phrase Wayne muttered under his breath after Ford mocked him during rehearsal. Ford snapped, "Say it again, on camera." Wayne repeated it, the tone dripping with wounded pride and defiance. Ford loved it so much he scattered the line throughout the script. The delivery became one of Wayne's signature phrases and even inspired Buddy Holly's debut hit song. What started as irritation became history. Fact 10. An actor was knocked out cold. During a chaotic fight scene, an actor was accidentally struck with the metal butt of a rifle. He collapsed instantly unconscious. The set went silent. Production halted for hours as medics treated him. Rumors circulated that Ford wanted to keep the footage, but union rules forced its destruction. The actor returned with a severe concussion, and if you look closely in later scenes, you can spot swelling around his temple. Hollywood buried the incident, but survivors remembered it as one of the shoot's scariest moments. Fact 11. Vera Miles fought for her role. Vera Miles feared becoming a background character in a Wayne-dominated film. She pushed Ford relentlessly to expand Laurie's emotional depth, adding small gestures, looks, and unscripted reactions that turned her into one of the film's emotional anchors. Ford resisted, but Miles held her ground. Her resilience earned Ford's respect, making her one of the few actresses he treated as an equal. Her layered performance came from genuine determination, not studio writing. Fact 12. Monument Valley heat. Was brutal temperatures soared past 105 degrees Fahrenheit, turning the desert set into a furnace. Cast members fainted so often, medics stopped counting. Water was delivered in tanker trucks. Wayne's wool costume absorbed heat like a sponge, leaving him drenched before filming began. Cinematographers struggled with melted camera grease and warped lenses. Despite the danger, Ford refused to shoot in cooler locations. He believed the pain in the actors' eyes helped sell the desperation of their search. Fact 13. A lost reel exists. Crew members whispered about a dark, disturbing reel showing Ethan Edwards committing acts too violent and racist for 1950s audiences. Some claim Ford destroyed it to protect Wayne's image. Others insist the footage sits in an unmarked studio vault. If the rumors are true, the original Searchers was far grimmer and more morally complex. Film historians still search for the missing reel to this day. Fact 14. Ford tormented actors for realism. Ford was infamous for psychological manipulation. He insulted actors to provoke real reactions: shame, anger, desperation. One actor broke into genuine tears after Ford publicly humiliated him about his talent. Instead of apologizing, Ford used the emotional collapse in the next scene. Crew members said Ford pushed boundaries dangerously, but the raw realism in the performances came directly from those cruel tactics. Ford believed authenticity required suffering, and he enforced it. Fact 15. Wayne's dangerous stunt attempt. John Wayne insisted on performing a risky mountain ride stunt despite warnings. During the take, his horse jerked unexpectedly and nearly threw him. Wayne barely stayed in the saddle, gripping the reins with white knuckles. Ford yelled, "Print it!" because the fear in Wayne's eyes looked real. Wayne, shaken, never admitted how close he came to injury. The moment made it into the film. The danger preserved forever. Fact 16. Ford forced multiple real crying scenes. Ford despised fake tears. During one emotional moment, he berated an actor until he cried for real, then immediately shouted, "Roll camera!" The raw breakdown became one of the film's most powerful shots. Several cast members later admitted they feared Ford more than the demanding physical scenes. His methods were extreme, but the results were undeniable. Emotion so genuine, it still hurts decades later. Fact 17. A horse died. During filming, one horse collapsed from exhaustion after a long chase rehearsal. The desert heat, long hours, and relentless pace took a toll. The crew held a quiet moment as the animal was buried on site. Ford refused to let the footage be used, calling it sacred. The incident led to stricter rules on animal handling for the rest of production. Hollywood never acknowledged the loss publicly. Fact 18. Wardrobe malfunctions became serious risks. Heavy costumes restricted movement and overheated actors. During one chase, an extra's long coat snagged on a saddle horn and nearly dragged him under the horse's hooves. Another actor tripped on tangled leggings, injuring his ankle. After multiple close calls, the wardrobe team shortened hems and reinforced seams. The adjustments saved lives and the film. Fact 19. Ford shot without telling actors. Ford often rolled cameras secretly, capturing actors when they thought they were rehearsing. This resulted in natural, unpolished performances Ford loved. Some actors were furious, but Ford didn't care. He said, "The moment you know the camera's on, you stop being real." Many of these stolen moments ended up in the final cut. Fact 20. The haunting final shot wasn't scripted. Wayne walking away into the desert, alone, broken, unwanted, wasn't originally planned. After filming wrapped, Wayne walked off set exhausted. Ford stared, then quietly ordered, "Roll it." The camera captured Wayne's real fatigue, his real loneliness, his real emotional collapse. That unscripted moment became one of cinema's most haunting endings. The Searchers wasn't just filmed in the dust and heat of Monument Valley. It was forged in conflict, danger, and raw emotion. Behind every iconic frame were exhausted actors, risky stunts, real injuries, and secrets the studio never intended to share. John Ford pushed his cast to the breaking point. John Wayne fought his own demons, and the crew endured storms, arguments, and near disasters that could have ended the film forever. Yet somehow, out of all that chaos, they created a masterpiece, a film that redefined the Western, a film that challenged Hollywood, a film that still haunts audiences nearly 70 years later. These weren't just weird facts. They were the scars left behind by a movie that went further, darker, and deeper than anyone expected. If you want more hidden Hollywood stories, more forbidden secrets, and more behind-the-scenes chaos, like, comment, and subscribe. Because in old Hollywood, the greatest stories were never on the screen. They were buried behind it.